Patrick Mahomes is now the youngest player in NFL history to have defeated 31 teams, as now the Kansas City Chiefs have moved to 4-1 with their victory over the Minnesota Vikings. Today, I will give you my key takeaways from Sunday's action. Now with that, let's cut the chit chat and let's have some fun. Our Kansas City Chiefs are now 4-1 on the season after a big-time win over the Minnesota Vikings of a final score of 27-20. And also, I want to thank everyone who checked into my live stream for Sunday's action. It was a good time as always. And also, mark your calendars a little earlier because tomorrow I will schedule the live stream for when the Denver Broncos come into Kansas City and take on the Chiefs. Yes, this Thursday. So be ready. I will have it on the page tomorrow and we will be full head a go. And I can't wait to do it all over with you guys again. But now let's focus on Sunday's action against the Minnesota Vikings on both the offense and defensive side of the ball. And let's zone in on the offense because the offense just has not looked like the Kansas City Chiefs offense that we have all fallen in love with. And it was kind of the same story against the Minnesota Vikings. One thing I will take away is I think it was more well balanced by the offense. And I think it was a good, sound game plan going into this game. But a very key, pivotal takeaway from me on this game is Justin Ross, Rashee Rice. That snap count needs to go up. These boys are playmakers. And you're not just hurting them, but you're also hurting our offense as long as they're not on the football field. Specifically, Rashee Rice. It looks like he's ready to become a playmaker in this league, and he is ready to take it to the next level. I understand what Coach Reed does. He gradually lets them into the scheme and move forward. But when the Kansas City Chiefs have 7 wide receivers on the roster, and we're trying to find out who is the best one out of the bunch, Rashee Rice has always been that guy, even on a slow snap count. Now, it's time to increase it because even in those low snap counts, Mahomes still targets him like crazy, and he has been making plays. And a huge thing that I saw, which was growth, he did not drop a football, and he has been clutch with his hands against the Minnesota Vikings. If he continues to do that, he most definitely should see the field. And I'm hoping against Denver, it just continues to go up, up, up with the snap count. Now moving on to Justin Ross. I said it was abysmal that he got 4 snaps against the New York Jets. Well, against the Vikings, he got 6. But those 6 snaps he was on the field, he was active, and Mahomes literally targeted him on all 4 of the 6 snaps, and he dropped 2 passes as well. And I think Chiefs Kingdom got a little glimpse of what he's all about, but also got a glimpse of he's still a project, and that's a reason why he's not on the field. But what will help his growth? Get him on the football field, because on that 3rd and 17, I think it was actually 2nd and 17, Mahomes knew where he was going all along. He knew he was tossing it up to Justin Ross, and he wanted to say, hey kid, make that big boy play. And that's exactly what Justin Ross did. I don't know. I know throughout this whole offseason, the hype was between these 2 guys and basically saying Rashee Rice and Justin Ross are the future of the wide receiving room. And if that's the case, we got a really good glimpse of it. But now, I don't want to close out the wide receiving room with not focusing on Justin Watson. Because again, week in and week out, he makes a big time play. And yesterday, he made 2 big time plays where one, I didn't think was a catch, and he literally had one of the beautiful toe, drag, swag type of catches where it was close. But he was able to get both of them inbounds, and it was a crucial play. And then, what better fitting than for him to go up and moss a defender in Minnesota? I didn't know he had that in his repertoire. I didn't think he'd do those type of things. He is starting to grow on me, and he has been one of those consistent wide receivers out of the bunch. Not saying he's lethal, not saying he's a number 1 wide receiver, but he is a guy Mahomes loves, and he's been stepping up. And I think we need to stop hating on lowering his snap count more of, hey, let's just see what happens and let's see if he can keep producing. I would love to see those snaps go for Rashee Rice or Justin Ross. But if Watson's making those kind of plays, he deserves to be out there. Unlike guys like MVS or Sky Moore, where, again, it was another game for both of them where it was absent. We didn't see much. MVS had one good catch for a first down, and then it was quiet. And Sky Moore, he had 2 catches for, 11 yards? It's been very disappointing on that end. And I'm getting frustrated. And tomorrow I'm going to go more in depth on the wide receiver room and focus on these guys and see what is going on and just have a good conversation with you guys about that. But it's funny because just watching the offense yesterday, it was nothing really sexy, but nothing really bad either. It's like when you look at Mahomes' numbers, they were very pedestrian. They were actually kind of game manager-esque, and it's crazy. He went 31 for 41 with over 250 yards and 2 touchdowns. It's a very good game manager, but it's what he did. No turnovers. He found a way to win the game. And then we got the biggest scare of all with Travis Kelce, because we're like, uh-oh. When you see a non-contact injury like that, yeah, I was concerned. I was like, okay, he's gone for the season, torn Achilles. And then he comes out in the second half, and he looks like Travis Kelce. I think he looked the best we have ever seen him this year. And I'm like, okay, now this is promising. He ended up having the go-ahead game-winning touchdown, and it was all signs to go from there. If we can get Travis Kelce in sync, not saying he hasn't been, he just hasn't looked like the Travis Kelce I'm used to. And then have these wide receivers step up, this offense will be promising. I know Chiefs Kingdom gets tired of me saying it, but patience. We preached about it all last year with the new receiving core. We're just going to have to do the same here. These guys are younger, and they need to learn the playbook, and they need to get in sync with Mahomes. That's why I really believe by the end of this month and into November, they will be clicking. And I think what's most important, if the Kansas City Chiefs are winning games and their offense isn't full steam ahead, just imagine how scary they will be. If you're going into November with 1 or 2 losses, that is crazy because your offense hasn't hit its full high potential. So this team is going to be so much fun to watch. And now transitioning onto the defense. It's funny, I kind of got the same takeaway from the defense as well. It's like nothing too spectacular, but they did their job. The one thing that frustrated me a lot, and one thing I wanted to raise to the eye, was Steve Spagnuolo and what kind of game plan he was going to approach with the Minnesota Vikings after what I believe wasn't one of the greatest game plan games against the New York Jets. Well, I love what he did with the secondary and how to man up Justin Jefferson. Basically, throughout the whole game, he said, L'Jarius Sneed, that's your guy. Now, of course, there was rotation when you play zone. McDuffie was on him as well, and McDuffie stood his ground as well. Now, Justin Jefferson got hurt late in the third quarter, but before then, he didn't do nothing. The Kansas City Chiefs, L'Jarius Sneed, Trent McDuffie played clamps. They held Justin Jefferson to his worst output yardage-wise of his career with 3 catches and 28 yards. It's crazy. I didn't see that coming. I really didn't. Before the game, I said, you're not going to stop him. You can only hope to contain him, and somehow, some way, you just got to hope he doesn't beat you. I was completely wrong. I doubted these cornerbacks, and I should have never done that. And I love the aggressive tenacity they came with. Did it cost some penalties? Yeah, it really did. L'Jarius Sneed played aggressive, and so did McDuffie. But also they sent a message. And that's something we're not used to from this DB room. But that is a new day, a new era for this Kansas City Chiefs defense, and they are fun to watch. I think L'Jarius Sneed is literally the best versatile cornerback in this league. And the fact that he did what he did against the best receiver in this league speaks volumes. And then even when McDuffie was covering him, clamps. McDuffie has been one of those unsung heroes, under the radar type of guys to where he has full potential of being a top 5 cornerback in this league. And now people got to start discussing, if you're not already, this has got to be the best duo in the NFL, because I don't see anyone doing better than them. Kansas City used to struggle on the secondary. We used to pray we would have one cornerback to close off one side of the field. We got 2. That is so much fun to watch. And then also, another guy I want to give huge high praise to is newly acquired safety Mike Edwards. And we are starting to hear his name pop up more often than not. And man, when he's on the field, he is making plays. He almost had an interception in this game to where he basically bailed out McDuffie. Even though McDuffie was in good coverage, Mike Edwards did the cleanup work, and he came over the top and almost had a phenomenal interception. I wish he would have came down with it, but that wasn't the case. And also, zoning in on the safety room as well, the huge turning point wasn't even a turning point. It was the first play of the game where Justin Reed laid a hit on the tight end, ball pops out, and Brian Cook recovers the ball. Like I mentioned, this is a new day and era for this Kansas City Chiefs defense where they don't care about turnovers probably as much as I do. Now, take that with a grain of salt because, of course, they want to turn the ball over, but they want to be physical. They want to be the aggressors. They want to let you know that you're going to be in for a 12-round battle, and you better hope you do not get hit with a knockout punch by the offense, because if you don't, you're going to get hit with the counter by this defense. And that is so rare for us to see. In the offseason, we were discussing this could be the best defense Patrick Mahomes has ever had in his career. It is. Have fun, Chiefs Kingdom, because once this offense gets to humming, this team is going to be damn near hard to stop, as if they aren't already. And we're going to get weapons back. Nick Bolton has been missing from 3 weeks from injury. And then Charles Omenihu, he's almost done with his 6-game suspension. After this Broncos game Thursday, he's back for the Chargers. So we still got weapons to come, and this defense is already fully clicking. It's going to be fun. With that, Chiefs Kingdom, I'm going to close off this video. That was my quick review of the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Kansas City Chiefs as the Kansas City Chiefs move to 4-1 on the season. Please be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you did like this video, please leave that big thumbs up. I'm checking out. Y'all take care. Peace.